That's that's awfully nice of you folks. But I want to tell you, I think when I was coaching, I don't think we ever lost a game in Pennsylvania. And that, there's just a possibility that may not be true, too. So I want you to know that. But I've always been a big fan of the state of Pennsylvania. One of the people that I admired most in college athletics was Joe Paterno. Well, that being said, you know, maybe it's strange for a coach to be here, and why am I here? Well, I'm here, I think, like all of you people are. I'm here because I love the United States. And I can tell that you feel exactly as strongly about our country as I do. And that's, let me talk about Donald Trump just for a moment. Donald Trump is an interesting guy. I mean, really interesting. And Donald Trump is not national. He's international. Donald Trump is known all over the world. This is a guy, when becoming president, is going to have an opportunity to work with anybody in the world because they're all going to know who he is. They know who he is now. They know two things about him. They know how smart he is, and they know how damn tough he is. And this is not going to be a wimpy president, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep in mind, you have an opportunity to elect a smart, tough man who will really, really make a tremendous difference in everything that we as Americans want. We will be really proud of what this guy does. Now, let me tell you a couple things about it. You know, Donald had businesses all over the world, not just in the United States, but worldwide, businesses of all different kinds. And in doing that, he always had a lot of people. He had new people all over the world. But one thing that happens in any endeavor is problems. Now, when I was coaching basketball, when I quit coaching, my players, my teams had won more games than anybody in the history of college basketball. And the reason why we did this is because I had surrounded myself with some really smart people. And there are two real keys to winning. You've got to have good players. You know, no coach won with bad players. You know, you win with good players. That's number one. Number two is, when we were playing, let's say we're playing Michigan and they have a really good press. We've got to solve that press. We've got to be able to find an offense that beats that press. Or we've got to be able to beat the zone defense. How do we beat so-and-so's defense? That's where I think Donald Trump brings more to the table than any single person we've had in this situation in a long, long time. Donald, I call him St. Donald once in a while just to have some fun with him. Donald is a problem solver, maybe the best there ever was. And I'm going to guarantee you, and I'm sure you all know this, but our next president is going to inherit a hell of a lot of problems. And we got to have the best person available to solve those problems and get us back where we all want to be. there's no question in my mind but what our country, all of us, are going to feel one hell of a lot better than we do today, the day that Mr. Donald Trump is elected as our next president. Just keep these two things in mind. Nobody can help us as a nation take care of problems the way Donald Trump can. That's number one. Number two, the people that Donald Trump brings into his presidency will not be buddies, they won't be pals, they'll be the smartest men and women in the world. That's the kind of staff that he's going to have. Now, I only know one thing really about life, because I only ever studied that one thing, and that's how to win. But I'll tell you one thing for damn sure, I know how to win, and he's going to be the best winner we've had in a long, long time. And for us to have that, you only have to do one thing, and that's vote for Donald Trump. That's all you got to do. And with that, it's my pleasure to present to you the best man, the best